Welcome back, my loves. The following is not content. It is frequency. And what you're about to hear is not just information. It is a reclamation. We have been taught to treat sleep as rest, as silence, as nothingness. But sleep is not the end of your day. It is the beginning of your next reality. This transmission is offered as a shield, a key, and a remembering for those who are ready to reclaim their dream space as sacred. Let this meet you gently, and let what enters your field tonight be chosen by your soul. Prayer, reprogramming, and the dream space. Sleep is not the end of your day. It is the start of your next reality. You've been taught to surrender unconsciously, but this is the realm where reality is recoded, and it is time to reclaim it. The unspoken danger of sleep without prayer. Sleep is not rest. It is transition. It is the daily disengagement from your conscious will, and therefore one of the most vulnerable thresholds in your entire human experience. When you fall asleep without prayer, intention, or spiritual covering, you enter the dream space like an open tab in a public system. Anything can enter. Anything you were near can imprint. And if your field has not been cleared, distortion follows you into the deepest levels of being. This is not fear. This is mechanism. Why this matters, not just for the traumatized. For those whose nervous systems were never taught safety, whose childhoods were shaped by instability, neglect, or spiritual absence, the dream space becomes a replay loop. Especially for those who were abused, ignored, or emotionally erased, spiritually fragmented, exposed to distorted or violent media, or never taught how to tend or shield their field before sleep. The default dreamscape becomes colonized by memory, interference, projections, and energetic residue. But it's not just the wounded. It's also the distracted. The world is now run by those who give every minute of their day away. Those trained to value content over consciousness. Those whose minds are tethered to noise, images, and obligations. This was by design. In a world that commodified attention, sleep became the back door, and no one taught you how to close it. What prayer actually is. Prayer is not begging. Prayer is not performance. Prayer is not religious. Prayer is a quantum directive spoken from sovereignty into the invisible realms to align all levels of your being with the highest available frequency. It is both shield and map. It tells the field, this soul belongs to love. Do not trespass. And now, a prayer for the unshielded and the ones who were never taught. Let this be spoken aloud or felt inwardly each night, especially by those who have been fragmented, exposed, or overwhelmed. The prayer of sovereign return. I now call my field into coherence. All energies that are not mine return to source. All thought forms that are not love dissolve now. All doors opened by trauma, media, fear, or distraction close, seal, and clear. I declare this sleep to be sacred. No being, frequency, or memory may enter without divine alignment. I call forth only that which serves my wholeness. I welcome healing, clarity, and remembrance. I ask that my soul be shown what it is ready to receive. and protected from all distortion. As I travel the dream realms, I do so with angelic guardians, crystalline clarity, and sovereign authority. My body rests, my soul remembers, my field remains sealed in truth. Ashe, Amen, Selah. Sleep is the sacred reprogramming chamber. You were taught sleep is for rest, memory processing, and physical recovery. But these are only the outermost layers. Sleep is a recalibration chamber, a sacred temple of course correction, if entered intentionally. Each night, your awareness dissolves and your subconscious plus higher self either align or enter disarray based entirely on what you held in your emotional field, what you consumed mentally or energetically, and what you declared before crossing the veil. The dream body is more malleable than the physical, which means your frequency is most available to be rewritten, upgraded, and realigned during sleep. This is why affirmations before sleep work faster than daytime repetitions. Subconscious fears manifest as nightmares if unaddressed. Many receive divine instruction through dreams because the veil is thinnest and the filters are gone. The field responds not to your performance, but to your unmasked essence. Your waking life is the echo. Waking life is not the start. It is the echo. It's the echo of every experience, every repeated emotion, every persistent limitation, often stemming from what was allowed or not cleared in the sleep space. Reprogramming is happening, but without awareness, it's not happening by you. The following is a course correction ritual, a nightly reprogramming. You may say this before bed or breathe through this. Tonight, I align all levels of my being to the timeline of highest love, clarity, and divine coherence. I forgive what no longer needs to be carried. I retrieve what was fragmented. I seal what was leaking, and I correct the course now. As I sleep, I remember. As I dream, I recode. As I wake, I step into the timeline I just rewrote. Then sleep as a sovereign being, not as a sleeper. Final transmission. You are not just falling asleep. You are stepping into the architect's seat while your body rests. Sleep is not an ending. It is an access point, a threshold, and a return. This is where reality is recoded, not through striving, not through hustle, but through frequency command. You were never too sensitive. You were never broken. You were a gatekeeper in a world that forgot there were even gates. And now, you remember. With continued practice, you may begin to notice your mornings carry more clarity and less residue. Synchronicities increase as your inner field becomes directive. Old loops dissolve without needing dramatic closure. Dreams become instructional, not chaotic. And your waking life begins to echo the timeline you authored while resting. Each night becomes a return, each dream a recalibration, and each morning a new alignment made visible. Tonight, you reclaim the dream space as sovereign ground. Ashe, Amen, Selah, let light bear witness.